Hello, this is Rogers Redding, National Coordinator Football Officials, and I welcome you to the second of the media videos that we produced for 2015. Again, this time we have a few plays that illustrate some of the rules, that illustrate some unusual rules in a couple of cases. As before, I encourage you to give us feedback on these videos. We want to make these as useful to you as we possibly can. We're encouraged by the response we've gotten, and we're certainly pleased to bring you this second video for 2015. This first play shows a ball carrier diving for the goal line at the pylon, and it illustrates how the pylon plays a role in whether or not this is a touchdown. In order for it to score a touchdown, the ball carrier, as he dives like this, must get the ball either inside the pylon or over the top of the pylon. If he had been holding the ball such that it went outside the pylon, this would not be a touchdown because the goal line plane is not extended beyond the pylon for a ball carrier who dives like this. The goal line and the pylon are completely in the end zone, and so all the ball carrier has to do is to penetrate the plane of the goal line with the ball. And in this case, that means getting the ball inside the pylon or over the top of the pylon. So this is a good illustration of a touchdown for a diving ball carrier because he gets the ball inside the pylon. This play shows a quarterback throwing a pass to an interior lineman. Now, the lineman is not eligible to touch or catch a forward pass, but here we have a backward pass. Sometimes you'll use the term lateral. Apparently the intent was to have this lineman catch the ball as a backward pass and then throw a forward pass, which is legal because you can't have two forward passes during a down, but a forward pass following a backward pass is certainly okay. So in this case, the lineman is okay with this, touching this ball, because everyone is eligible to touch and catch a backward pass or a lateral. So just want to illustrate the point that this player is not eligible to catch a forward pass because he doesn't have the right uniform number and he's not lined up properly at the snap. In order to be able to catch a forward pass, he's got to have a number lower than 50 or higher than 79. And at the snap, he's got to be lined up either on the line of scrimmage at the end or in the backfield.
Personal foul, targeting on return team number 46. That play is under further review.
This play shows an illustration of a legal blindside block. You're going to see a really vicious block at about the 20-yard line on this punt return. This is perfectly legal because it's not a targeting foul. Now, it's initially ruled as a targeting foul, but replay shows that in fact the forcible contact was at the shoulder and not to the head or neck area. I just want to make the point that a blindside block in and of itself is not illegal because it can be a perfectly legal block, as in this case. What it cannot be, of course, is forcible contact to the head or neck area, because a player who receives a blindside block is defenseless by definition. But he can still be blocked, he just can't be targeted at the head or neck area.
At the review, there's no foul on the play. The contact was to the shoulder. It'll be North Carolina State ball, first down at the end of the run.
On this kickoff, the receiver is standing in the end zone, and you can see that the ball hits him in the chest, bounces away from him, rolls into the field of play, and then rolls out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. The rule is that this is a live ball, and it belongs to the receiving team where it went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Now, if the ball touches the ground in the end zone before the player touches the ball, either in the field of play or in the end zone, in other words, if the ball hits the ground in the end zone before it's been touched by the receiving team, then it's dead right there. It's a touchback, and the ball would come out to the 25-yard line. But because this player touched the ball before it touches the ground, then the ball is alive and still in play, and since it rolled out of bounds at about the 2-yard line, then that's where his team will have the ball. Here we have a pass play, and this play illustrates how the rules differ for action beyond the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. In this case, we have a defensive holding foul that takes place behind the line of scrimmage. Now, there's no such thing as pass interference behind the line of scrimmage, and the difference as far as defensive holding is concerned is this. If the holding takes place beyond the line of scrimmage and the ball crosses the neutral zone, then the penalty includes an automatic first down. But in this case, since the holding took place behind the line of scrimmage, there is no first down. It's just a replay of the previous down. So in this case, replay second down. But if that same holding foul had occurred beyond the line of scrimmage, it would have included an automatic first down.
Holding, number 9 of the defense. Penalty is half the distance for the goal. Second down.
Here's a play you don't see every day, and it illustrates a rather obscure rule. You can see that the punt hits a guy wire of the TV camera above the field. Now we've highlighted the ball on the guy wire so you can see it a little better. The ball is dead as soon as it touches the guy wire. Now notice that the officials are not following the flight of the ball. They're concerned about the players, and they'll pick up the flight of the ball when they need to. The punter sees this. He's interested in the flight of the ball, of course, so he points to it and notices that the ball hits the guy wire. But nobody else saw this. So instant replay came in and verified that indeed the ball had hit the wire. The rule is that the ball is dead as soon as that happens, and it's just returned to the previous spot and the down is replayed. This is an illustration of a general rule that says that the ball is dead if it touches anything in the field of play other than a player, a player's equipment, or an official, or an official's equipment. You might have a dog run on the field, for example, and the ball hit the dog, and in that case, again, the ball would be dead, returned to the previous spot, and the down simply replayed.
After review, the proper placement, the ball will be on the 28-yard line, 4th and 13. Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 7:47? Thank you.
Well, that brings us to the end of the plays for this video. I want to thank you for watching. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with some more plays, and in the meantime, if you have suggestions or comments, we'd be glad to have them. I'd like to wish you and your families the best, and I hope you have great games this weekend.